2017 einfach noch besser machen. Das heißt natürlich auch auf der European Tour noch einige gute Resultate einfahren. Schön, dass er hier ist, der Rockstar Joe Cullen. Joe Cullen bekommt es mit dem erfolgreichsten Spieler aus dem deutschsprachigen Raum in der Geschichte zu tun. Die aktuelle Nummer 10 der Welt. Er, der ein so tolles Jahr 2016 hatte, unter anderem das European Tour Event von Riesa gewann. Hat sich zuletzt ein bisschen zurückgenommen, gestern aber ein starkes Match gegen Mervyn King gespielt. 101er Average, ruhig mehr davon. Das gilt für The Gentle Mensur Suljovic.
Final match of the afternoon session, final match of the third round. Just one place up for grabs in tonight's quarter-finals. And the right to meet Gerwyn Price, the man who's just pulled off a 6-4 win over Kevin Painter with a checkout, a heartbreaking checkout as far as Painter is concerned, of 148 to win that match. 6-4 with Painter lurking on 16. End of the road for him, but still very much the dream alive for either of these two. Mensur Suljovic, a winner on the European Tour last year at the International Darts Open in Riesa, against a man in the shape of Joe Cullen, who continues to make really good progress. Some really notable achievements in the last 6 months for him. A debut appearance at the World Grand Prix, a 6-5 win over the then world champion Gary Anderson to reach the last stage of the World Series finals, and recently a first competitive 9 darts finish. Cullen may well fancy his chances here and could be one of those players we talked about earlier, Don Dawson, as maybe a first-time winner of a European Tour event this weekend.
Well, it'd be a first PDC title for Joe Cullen. Of course, he did win on the Youth Tour, as it was, going back a number of years, but it is over the last couple of years, really, since his run to the quarter-final of the UK Open, where he has really come of age as a senior darter. Did make his first PDC final last year, beaten by Ian White.
First leg, Joe to throw first. Game on!
And Joe Cullen has the advantage of throwing first in this one. He was assured in seeing off Jamie Bain, just the kind of performance that we've come to expect from Joe Cullen. But Mensur, how good was
Where
Mensur?
do you start with Mensur?
Oh, he was so good yesterday. Mervyn King averaged 102. And it wasn't enough. Sad day for the Merverts, as the King was dethroned in Hildesheim by Mensur, who was lethal on the doubles. 3 times he went to the double 14, 3 times he hit it first dart. Only missed 1 dart at double in the entire game, did Mensur Suljovic.
Yeah, we made the point in commentary yesterday that Suljovic is not a one-trick pony as far as doubles are concerned, but he did visit double 14 3 times yesterday, including the decisive checkout of 66 in the very final leg for a 6-2 win. But it was a very, very eye-catching performance by Mensur yesterday against Mervyn King. Mervyn King went into that match, I mean, as you say, didn't really do a great deal wrong. A very healthy average, 102.
128.
But it wasn't enough against Mensur, who looked the business yesterday.
Yeah, he really did. And we were questioning what sort of form Mensur was in, because you haven't seen him that much.
A month away yet. After the Masters.
After a disappointing end to the year in the big tournaments, Players' Championship finals, Grand Slam, World Championship, all early exits.
94.
And it's a decent leg, this, from Mensur, because he's left tops after 12 darts. But Joe Cullen, 16 for bull now. Bullseye.
56.
Not quite where it needs to be. So Mensur Suljovic. Double top for a 13-dart break. Double 10. All around the board. He's missed more darts at double in this match than he did in the whole of the game in the second round yesterday.
25.
Double 4.
21.
And Suljovic
Mensur, you require 5.
let back in here. Potential 17 dart break.
One for double two.
Right in the middle of the one bed.
Game shot,
Right
the first leg.
inside the double two. And Suljovic carrying on where he left off yesterday with a break in the very first leg.
Well, I remember in Sindelfingen, this would have been year before last.
Right.
These guys, within the space of a matter of hours, both averaged or beat players who are averaging around about the 110 mark. Joe Cullen overcame Raymond van Barneveld, who was averaging around about 110.
96.
And Mensur Suljovic beat Michael van Gerwen, who I believe averaged 113, if I recall correctly. They are guys who are very capable of producing world-class darts. That's why Mensur made his first major final.
45.
Joe Cullen, a little bit further behind in terms of his development as a player if he is going to reach that stage of being challenging for major titles.
100.
But that run to the UK Open quarterfinals, he was certainly very, very close to Peter Wright in that quarterfinal. Felt he should have won it. Came away very disappointed that he didn't beat Snakebite and make his first major semi-final.
85.
But the floor form has picked up. He has had a run to a semi-final on the European Tour. That was
57.
in Munich. Beat Gary Anderson 6-0 along the way. He also beat James Wade and Benito van der Pas, three big-name players that he's seen off there. It was only Michael van Gerwen who ended his run. So he's been knocking on the door. And of all the people who you would class as the most likely next winner of a PDC title, next first-time winner of a PDC title, Joe Cullen has to be right up there as he fires at his first maximum. To ask the question of Mensur, looking at a 106.
Had some big checkouts yesterday, though, did Mensur.
A bit of frustration there for Mensur, because that treble 20 with the second dart would have left double 14, which he would have fancied. But Cullen will fancy double 16. Ooh, just outside.
So you require 8.
And he'll take his time. Sizing up the opportunity here. Double 4 he wants.
Game shot,
Double 4 he gets for a 2-0 lead.
Third leg Joe to throw first. $57.
Yeah, Joe Cullen hit the 11th perfect leg of 2017. It was during his second round win over Jim Brown at the Players' Championship 4 in Barnsley.
100. $58.
It was his good mate Devon Peterson who had a run to the quarterfinals the year before Joe managed it at the UK Open. That kind of inspired Joe. He was actually a little bit jealous of his mate Devon, seeing up there in the final stages of the tournament. I want to be up there. And he said he changed his approach. He felt that he hadn't given it as much dedication as he could have done as he fires in 180 number 2. Rededicated himself to a change of management. You saw his manager John Archer there, Nevada Darts, as Mensur looks to fire a maximum right back at him. Oh, no, he doesn't. There's the old 25, because that's what Mensur does. And to be fair, sensible darts, because that gets him to under 121.
93.
No need for the bullseye in this route. Potential 12-darter, though.
Yeah, potential break of throw once again here. 56 away. Tops he wants then for a 3-0 lead.
96.
That would have really hurt Joe Cullen.
Joe, you require 113.
Finishing not quite as good as, well, not as good as it was yesterday for Mensur Suljovic. Just offering an opportunity in one that Cullen cannot take, and it could be a
81.
double break.
Mensur, you require 20.
It is a double break, a 3-0 lead for Mensur Suljovic.
Full flag, Mensur to throw first. Game on.
You feel with Suljovic as well, he's not really got going yet either. It's just been very, he's just doing enough here. But
it's enough for this crowd to start singing his name.
This might be enough as well. 180. Doesn't make a name for himself on the 180s, but he's rattled one in there just to set the ball rolling.
58.
David Pallett was sat alongside John Archer as well. Cullen struggling for trebles here, but he finds one as he switches to 19s with a good effect, but then he strays into the 7s. Is that the man who was asleep yesterday?
I don't think so, but it's difficult to tell.
Guys, I think it was.
Oh,
Can we seek confirmation on this? Bring up the images from yesterday, please.
85.
I know you're busy, but...
Well, it's a darts match on everything. Just trawl through pictures of sleeping Germans for me.
135.
Decent visit, but he's still not down to a finish. Joe Cullen was not going to get to one. So Mensur, 6 darts from here. Is that into the treble?
I think it was.
Yes, it was. And he'll leave himself double top again.
Yeah, his approach play coming to the fore here. Joe Cullen with a little response. Now then. Will it be too little too late? Just getting the crowd going with a ton 80, but Suljovic here tops he wants. 4-0 lead. Double 10.
30.
Yeah, certainly not as emphatic on the doubles today as he was yesterday, even though he is 3-0 to the good.
Yeah, well, his scoring is giving these chances.
Double 6.
Ooh. 24.
Well.
Mensur required 10.
3 darts missed in the first leg, 1 in the second, another couple there. Joe Cullen. Well.
Double 5 he got in the last leg, and the double 5 he takes again. And whereas yesterday it was double 14, double 5 today for Mensur. 4-0. Not many people would have seen this scoreline coming.
123.
Well, certainly not with Mensur only hitting 1 in 4 darts at doubles. His finishing has been a cornerstone upon which the success that he's had over the last 2.5 years has been built. So when it's not going, we certainly don't anticipate him being 4-0 up, but Cullen has very obligingly missed his first 6 darts at double. Which always helps.
Which always helps. Very charitable.
95.
Could end up being a rapid end to this afternoon session, the 3rd round here at the Happy Bet German Darts Championship. Cullen still fighting though, looking to turn this around. Tall order against the number 3 seed, a man who finished 2nd on the European Tour Order of Merit last year, went in as 2nd seed to the European Championship, and of course went on to make the final where he lost to the 1st seed, Michael van Gerwen.
And he got absolutely smoked as well.
He did get smoked. Look at this is better.
126.
2 perfect darts into the treble, and then quite some distance from the double, but he leaves himself that double 6 that he had to go at in the last leg and missed just inside.
60. Joe, you require 12.
Now then, Joe Cullen.
Surely now. Well, missed double 6 before, didn't he? Came inside for double 3, but he takes it this time around anyway.
6 leg and Mensur to throw first.
Now, will that be
Game on.
the spark that he needs just to get himself going? He's desperately been in need of something. Yeah, there was 100 grand separating Van Gerwen and Suljovic in the Order of Merit in Europe last year, as far as the eventual rankings for the European Championship was concerned. 1 and 2, but there was an absolute gulf of money between them. Now then, Cullen may just have found something here.
Well, look, that's his 4th 180, but the legs where he'd hit them previously, he lost them all, so it's no guarantee of getting the leg. But it won't do him any harm.
$60.
Just a 60. Still advantage Suljovic. You may look at the 19s here, because a couple of singles and a treble gets him to 170 as a checkout, whereas if he hit a ton, 165 is a bogey number. You'll have to just bear that in mind.
Because he did this yesterday, didn't he?
He
Three
did.
times.
And
Well,
he's lucky there because he's nearly done exactly the same. If that one goes in the single 20, that last dart, he leaves 165. And Cullen should get down to a finish himself here.
Yeah, 3 times he left himself a bogey number yesterday, but still
Very odd.
got away with it in the end. But yeah, he was lucky there. 125 here. Now then.
Decent setup shot from Cullen, leaves 130 though. So a couple of darts at the treble 20, maybe a dart at the bull, maybe a dart at double 5. It's a dart at double 5.
125.
He's finding it hard, isn't he?
That really would have been a massive shot in the arm had he found that double 5. But Suljovic back here for a 5-1 lead. 60 points away.
Looks like it's a good guide. Oh, he does go over the top, but not quite high enough.
50.
Keeps struggling on double 10, doesn't he? He's not managed to hit it.
It's been fortunate that he's been okay on double 5, but he might not get the opportunity here because Cullen needs double 2.
He doesn't like the lie. He's moving way over to the left-hand side. And can't give it enough air to get over that initial dart. Mensur, well, he hasn't liked double 10, he hasn't liked double top, but he's hit double 5 for the last 2 legs. He has one. Can he make it 3? Oh, dear.
Well,
Joe, you require 4.
not so much of a dying swan, more of a... Oh, I don't know how to describe that. Just
Rubbish.
a loose flyer. Cullen can't find double 2, and he's had to readjust here and step over to the other side of the oche to find just if there's a gap to exploit here, and he has, and look what it means. Oh, look what it means and listen to what it means.
Oh, wow, wow.
A very different complexion on this match now. Joe throwing first here, and a hold of throw would make it 4-3. 4 from 17 for Suljovic on doubles. 2 from 15 for Cullen.
60.
It's been pretty much the order of the day today. That
There have been a lot of missed doubles, it has to be
I
said.
don't know what's going on, but
still these two in the averages, they're right next to each other. You're looking at 92 apiece.
100.
They've not, you know, Cullen's not been that far away in the legs that he's lost.
100.
And then there could well be some life in this game. Certainly the loudest celebration I think I've heard, certainly I've heard this weekend, possibly ever.
I'll go in. Price gave him a bit of a run for his money when he went 5-4 up against Painter.
100.
But yeah, I think Cullen just about shaded it.
$97.
Guys, we need decibel monitor levels as well for the graphics, please.
No, I never really trust those. They used to dig those out of the Premier League, and it always seemed to be we're at we're in the loudest venue in the country again, week after week.
Suspicious how it always followed you around.
They never said, "Oh, you're rubbish."
60.
Aberdeen's much better than your lot.
Mensur, you require 161.
161 for Mensur. Doesn't need to use the bullseye, but he's Mensur, so he could well do anyway. He just does what he wants. Treble 17 for the bullseye. Does he? Does he? He does, but he doesn't quite nail it. Leaves him 25. Ripple of applause from the crowd who wanted to see the big finish.
Yeah, I thought it deserved more than it's barely a murmur of applause. I thought it deserved a lot more than that. It was a great attempt. Anyway, here we go. 25 for Mensur. 2 bites at double 8 here for a 5-2 lead, and he's, well, stemmed the tide there, if you like, because Cullen, having won 2 legs on the spin and having thrown first for a chance to trim the gap to 4-3, has been just snuffed out once again. There, a little glare into the lens of the camera from Joe. Not quite sure what the message is there. But he needs to win the next 4 here.
60.
Yeah, and that is not going to be easy when you're only hitting, what, 13% of your doubles. That's a bit more like it, though, Joe. He's had 5 180s. As I said, you know, he's been there or thereabouts in legs, but unfortunately, he's not been able to kill them off.
Yeah, and let's face it, he was always going to win the 180 count with Mensur, I think, anyway.
Yeah, don't rule out Mensur. I mean, to be fair, Mensur would probably hit a lot more 180s, apart from he'll even kick off legs going for a 170, because the man is a maverick. And look at that, his average is actually marginally higher, despite his woes on the doubles. Strange old game, isn't it? No, hitting twice as many darts at double. Mensur Suljovic, in terms of the proportions, at any rate.
100.
Gerwyn Price awaits the winner of this one in the quarterfinals from 7 o'clock tonight. Michael van Gerwen will kick things off against Ian White. Jelle Klaassen against
80.
Benito van der Pas. Peter Wright against Kim Huybrechts. And Gerwyn Price against either Joe Cullen or Mensur Suljovic, who leads 5-2 and is 201 points away from a place in the quarterfinals of the German Darts Championship.
88.
Well, he was looking for the 25 there, which would have made it a little bit easier. Joe Cullen may leave himself double two. Oh, no.
144.
He's left himself double top, but Mensur will look at the 113 now. Yes, 53 left. Which route, Mensur? What do we think we're going to go for?
Treble 17, double one. Go on, Mensur, just underline your maverick status.
Wow. 13 for tops.
Game
And
of
there
shot.
it is. He didn't even need to go near double 14 all match. Maybe that was something to do with the fact that he didn't finish as well as he did in the previous round. Joe Cullen, the scoring was there, the finishing was not. Mensur Suljovic through to the quarterfinals. It completes our quarterfinal lineup. He will take on Gerwyn Price. That sees the two most recent new runners-up in PDC major tournaments. Mensur, the European Championship runner-up, and Gerwyn Price, the recent UK Open runner-up, squaring off for a place in the semi-finals. We will be back here in Hildesheim for the final session of action at the Happy Bet German Darts Championship from Halle 39 in Hildesheim, with Peter Snakebite Wright against Kim Huybrechts, Benito van der Pas and Jelle Klaassen in an all-Dutch encounter. But we kick off just after 7 o'clock local time with a diamond Ian White against the world #1 Michael van Gerwen. We'll grab a few quick words with Mensur Suljovic. See if his interview is as enigmatic as his stage persona. My guess is probably yes.
So, Mensur, komm zu mir. Erzähl mal, wie war's? Glückwunsch, gratuliere. Zufrieden?
Absolut zufrieden. Ich habe absolut Respekt gehabt von Joe Cullen. Er spielt im Moment absolut super Dart. Ich war leider gestern ein bisschen beim Feiern, muss ich ehrlich sagen. Ich war wirklich mit meinem Spiel von gestern wirklich zufrieden und habe ein bisschen gefeiert. Leider, das war mein Fehler. Das darf man nicht.
Der Tag kann noch lang werden, du weißt das.
Ich hoffe es.
Was ist eigentlich jetzt, du kennst das ja inzwischen wirklich in dieser letzten Session mit dabei zu sein. Was ist jetzt die größte Schwierigkeit? Jetzt kommt erstmal eine lange Pause, dann kommen womöglich nochmal kürzere Pausen. Ist das schwierig, so das richtige Timing zu haben?
Das ist überhaupt keine Schwierigkeiten. Jeder weiß, was auf ihm zukommt. Und wenn einer sagt, das ist schwierig und das ist wirklich am Samstag ein Spiel machen und am Sonntag, das ist das Schwierige für mich. Aber nicht, heute ist perfekt. Ich gebe mein Bestes und gibt es keine Ausreden, ehrlich.
Ja, Gerwyn Price ist dein Viertelfinalgegner. Ich habe gar nicht gecheckt, hast du gegen ihn schon mal gespielt?
Sehr oft und ich glaube 5-1 für ihn, aber ist okay.
Okay, Zeit für Revanche. Wir sehen uns später.
Ich möchte meine Frau, die Fans, meine Frau, mein Kind begrüßen und die Fans absolut. Dankeschön.
Ja, Mensur Suljovic steht im Viertelfinale. Der freut sich also natürlich dann noch mit dabei zu sein. Viele von euch sind schon auf dem Weg gemacht, genau dort links.